Today we are going to start learn STLC. So many of you know that what is STLC? Is software testing life cycle. Right, in SDLC we have seen, in SDLC we have one of the phase testing. So in this testing phase, what are the things, what are the activities we are going to perform? In which, what are the phases are there in a STLC? That's what, we are going to learn first. Right. So in STLC, we have a different phases. How we have seen in a SDLC different phases, right? The same way, STLC also different phases. So here you are going to involve in each and every phases, right? In SDLC, only you are going to involve in the testing. In this STLC, that is software testing life cycle, here you are going to involve each and every phase. So what are the phases are there? Right, so let us understand what are the phases are there. First, we need to go with requirement analysis. So what we are going to do over here? So what we are going to do over here? So what we need to do will be, we'll be getting, SRS document. So we used to get a requirement document first. We have to analyze, right? In this phase, we need to analyze the document. So each and every phases, there will be entry criteria and exit criteria. So in entry criteria for this requirement analysis phases is SRS document. So maybe some company, using SRS document, and also we have a BRS, that is business requirement specification document, and maybe we can call it as a FRS, that is functional requirement specification document. Right. So now in this phase, so you are a tester. Now you are receiving this is the document. You have to understand. The testing team will analyze the requirement and understand the business flow and all the functionality, end-to-end flow. You have to understand. Right, each module will be analyzed by every testing team member. Right, so once analyzed, right, so if you are a clear understanding of each and every concept, right, in the requirement, and share that understanding with the team. So you have to share. So with the team and the team lead also will be going to lead that meeting. So you need to share all your understandings over there. So if anything is clear, then fine. If anything is not clear, some of the thing if you are not clear, then the team member will send the queries to the lead. So the lead will be clarify all your queries, right? If suppose if you are not understanding any of the flow, some of the flow, if you are not understanding some flow, if you are understanding, then you have to ask, you have to raise your query, right? So this concept, this requirement ID, I am not understanding. So you just please clarify that. Or you have, if you are having any doubt on the particular requirements, then you need to tell that, okay, this is what my assumption is, that clear or what? So this is the way you need to raise your query over there, right? So let me share that SRS sample document with you in a group. So you can check it out. One second, I will share the document. I will send you that. So parallelly, you can see the document. So you could able to understand. One second. So I will send it in a WhatsApp. So I think everyone is in WhatsApp, right? So I'll be sending the document over here. Okay, I shared the document in a group. So you can open the document, just go through that. That is a recommend document. So one of the recommend documents is a simple template. I mean simple project. So you can analyze that. So you could able to understand how the SRS document will be. Right once. Hope everyone received the document. Can you able to open the document? So I have sent the document in the group. Okay, so maybe you can go through the document after some time. So we'll continue that now. So that is what your SRS document. So you are understanding, analyze the document, you are understanding the concept of business flow. Then we have, if you are having any question, then we need to raise your question in your late. Then you will be getting clarify everything. Right. So this is what your first phase. So what is the next phase? Next phase will be test planning. Right. So in the test planning is the next step of the software testing lifecycle phase. So in this phase, typically, test manager or test lead will be involved. Right. So here, if you are a fresher, you are not going to involve, but you need to understand the planning document. What are the things they are going to add over here, how they are going to create the test planning document, what are the things it is going to involve in the test planning document, right? So now in test planning, right, so it's we are going to, I mean the manager or test lead will going to involve and determine that effort and what are the cost estimation for the entire project they are going to plan. Preparing of the test plan will be done based on the recommend analysis only. Right. So once they are analyzing the recommend, they come to know how long it will going to take, how many resources we needed, right? So what are the activities like resource planning, how many resources required for the project. So and what are the training required for this project, and what are the roles and responsibility for each team member, right? So they are going to define everything over here. Right, if it is a manual testing, then we are going to go with that basic configuration like test management tool. If the client is asking a management tool, then we need to install that as well, right? Then some of the configuration based on the project we need to do. So this is what what are the things required. So that will be going to cover over here in a test planning phase. Right, so here deliverable will be the test plan document. Deliverable will be the test plan. Once they are completed, then will be go with the test plan document and the cost and estimation also we are going to effort and estimation. Effort and estimation. This is one of the document. Right, so this is one of the document, effort and estimation, and test plan document will going to deliver over here in this phase. In recommend analysis phase, first, what is that input? That is entry criteria will be, you should know, you should having the SRS document, right? So deliverable will be the understanding document. Deliverable will be the understanding document. So here we need to give in this way. Test planning document, once they are preparing the test plan document with all the things, like what are the scope, how many resources, what are the test plan, right? What are the, how we are going to execute the test cases, what are the things we are going to, like, system testing we are going to do, regression we are going to do, or what are the testing types we are going to do. Everything will be added over here in a test plan document. Then what are the effort we are going to, how many time it is going to take. So the estimation, everything will be going to prepare, right? So one test plan document and effort and estimation document also will going to be delivered over here. Here you are not going to involved in the test plan creation and effort estimation if you are a fresher, right? If you are a fresher, you are not going to do. But you will be getting this document, so you can go through the document. Okay, what are the things they are going to add over here? So this is what your second phase. So the next phase will be the test design. So in this phase, tester, right? So actually you are going to start preparing the test scenarios and test cases, right? In this phase, tester, has to start prepare the test scenarios. One scenarios and we have a test cases also we have to do. If it is automation, then the project is going to do automation as well. Then automation team need to create a test script, right? And we have to do the test data preparation as well. Once the test cases, scenarios, test cases are ready, then those test cases are reviewed by the peer members and team lead. Right. So this is what we are going to do in the test design phase. Right. Then we need to prepare RTM as well. That is a recommend traceability matrix. I'll show you that template as well. So RTM actually it is traces the requirements to the test cases that are needed, to verify whether the requirements are fulfilled. So we are going to mapping with the requirement ID and the test cases ID so that we come to know we are covering all the test cases, as per the requirement. So that's what, RTM actually. So in this phase, deliverables of this phase is test case document we have to deliver. We have covered that all the test cases, right? So test case document. And if you are doing automation, then we need to send the test script as well, right? So here we are not going to, if it is a manual testing, only test case document. Then here we have a test data. So then if you are having a test data, you need to send the test data and RTM, that is requirement traceability matrix also we need to send. So this is the deliverables of the test design phase. Right? So we'll go one by one. How we are going to creating a test cases and test data, that we'll see. Okay, one by one. So now this is what, here each and every phase, the entry criteria will be the recommend document. Right? So now deliverables is different. So here deliverables is the understanding document. In test planning, deliverables is test plan and effort and estimation. Test design phases, here we are deliverables is test cases, test script and test data. Then we have a RTM as well. This is the deliverables over here. The next phase will be the test environment. So we have to do the environment setup. Test environment setup is done based on the hardware and software required, right, as per the recommended document. Right, tested team, should prepare that, we have to prepare smoke test cases, right, to check that build is given build is stable or not. So here entry criteria will be the test plan, right? The deliverables will be the smoke test cases and test data. So once we have to complete the environment setup, so that is also deliverable, right? Test environment setup. Then we have to go with the smoke test cases. So this is what test environment setup phases. The next phase will be the test execution. So in the test execution, what we are going to do? The test team start executing the test cases based on the prepared test cases. Already we have prepared the test cases. So the test cases is ready. Now we are going to start execution in this phase, test execution phase. So update the result, whether the test is pass or fail, whatever the things we have to update in our RTM, that is recommend traceability matrix. Right, if any test cases fail, then defect we are going to report it in a developer. Right, defect report should be prepared for failed test cases, and a defect should be reported to the development team for fixing the defects. So once they are fixed, then what we have to do, we need to retesting, will be performed once that defect is fixed. So here entry criteria will be the test plan document, test cases, test data, and test environment. So here in the deliverables will be test case execution report. Execution report we need to send. This is the deliverable. And also we have to send the defect report. Then we need to go with the RTM. Because here only we have added everything, right? So we need to send the RTM as well. This is the deliverable of this phase, test execution phase. Then final phase. Final one is test closure. So in the test closure phase, this is the final stage where we prepare the test closure report, right? Test metrics. Test team analyze the test artifacts. Artifacts means such as test cases, defect report, right? RTM, everything we have to analyze and we have to send. That is a closure over here. Right here, entry criteria will be test case execution report, defect report, deliverables, test report. Right, so we have to send the test report and test metrics. So this is what we are going to. So we have to make sure that there is no high severity or high severity defect over here. So that we need to make sure when you are sending the report. Right, this is what your STLC. STLC is the different phases. So all the phases we are going to involve. So only this test environment setup. So this will be going to handle by the lead or IT guys. Right, if it is anything is required. So now here everything. So this is clear. This is what your STLC, software testing life cycle. If it is clear, please type in the chat box so that I could able to go ahead with the another next concept. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Satish. Okay, so now let's understand what is test scenario and test cases. How we are to write the test cases, how to write the test scenarios as well. Right? So now, so what is the test scenario? So test scenario is what to be tested. This is your scenario, right? What to be tested. Suppose I'll open one of the documents. Maybe. So I go to Facebook. I'm able to view my screen. So now this page, you want to write a scenario for this page. As I said, what to be tested is the scenario. So here what we need to test. How many scenario maybe we can cover over here? So login.
Login, email ID, password, create new account.
Okay. So fine. Okay, very good. So now here it will be coming like, login, one of the scenario. Forgotten password, this is one of the scenario. Create new account, this is one of the scenario. If you come here, create a page is there. This is also one of the scenario. So this is scenario what to be tested in this page. So now let's start write the test cases. So I have a template. So this is for a test case document. So now let me open one of the documents. So I'll share it with you that so you can go ahead and use it. So now suppose this is one of the recommend. Already I shared you some service document, right? Which you can download that, you can just go through the document. So now simply I'm having a recommend something like this. So I need to write a scenarios and test cases. Right. So if you go to that Facebook, here how many scenarios we can able to. So maybe we can try to do that. Okay. So now if it is go with the Facebook, then what are the scenarios we have seen? Verify login functionality. Login with valid data. So this is one of the scenario. Then verify login with invalid scenario, invalid data, invalid credentials. Right? This is one of the scenario. Right? So valid data. So I'll tell you what is valid data, what is invalid data. So now this is one of the things. So the what is that next one? Next one will be the forgotten password. So now verify forgotten password link. Right? So then we have to verify the create new account. Create new account. So these are the scenarios. Then create a page, right? Then we have a verify, create a page link. So these are the scenarios. Scenarios means what to be tested. This is scenario. What is test cases? How to be tested is the test cases. How we are going to test? Right? So how to be tested is the test cases. Okay, let's go over here. So now I have some recommend, something like this. So this is the recommend. My baby, my recommend ID is this one. Title will be user registration. Okay. Description is user has to navigate to the given URL. Then the user should be able to register. So the user must provide username, password, phone number, and email address. Right. So this is recommend, acceptance testing. So in order to perform login, user has to register the application. So this is one of the recommend. So we'll start write the scenario for this one. Okay. How many scenario maybe we can cover? Let's see how we can do this. Okay. So let's start that. We can say verify registration with valid data. First it will be going to valid data. Then will be see verify the registration with invalid data. Right? So now we'll go with the one by one scenarios, one by one test cases. So now we can see verify registration without entering username field. So if I am not entering username field, if I am clicking on register, what will happen? Right? We are giving a value, but verify that registration without entering username field. It should throw that some error message saying that must enter the username. Right? That's what the validation over here. Then we can say verify registration without entering password. Right? So the same way we can go with verify registration without entering. Another one is email. Email field. So these are the validations we are going to do. Right? One thing is verify that is scenario is a only login functionality, registration. But the test case will come more test cases. If you go to one scenario, there will be multiple test cases we are going to cover. Right. So now here verify that registration without entering email. Here username, password and phone number also is there. So then we can go verify registration without entering phone number. So this is the way we need to write. So you can take your things like, suppose. So I shared you that SRS document, right? So what you can do, I'll be opening that one second. You can start write. You are going to write the scenarios. Okay. You have to write the scenarios and so open the document. In this document, just go to the page number 11. So the thing is, 3.2 technical requirements. Everyone have the document, right? So open the document, go to the page 11. Right. So there will be 3.2 technical requirements are there. Can you able to view the documents? So you can get it from your group, WhatsApp group.
Technical requirement.
Exactly. So go to the technical requirements. Just you can go to new account. So how many test cases maybe you can cover over there? Just only go to new account. Right. So first I will complete this scenario. Then you can go through the same way. Right. So first I will. So you are going to do this one only. So now let's open my document. So now verify the registration without entering phone number. I'll complete this recommend one ID, one recommend. Then you can go ahead and you can do that from your SRS document, which I shared you. Okay. So now let's see. Verify the registration. So now suppose in password, right? Password, we have some restriction. In password field, we have some restriction is there. So what are the restrictions? Maybe password
Capital letters, small letters,
must be
special character.
yes, exactly. So at least it should be 8 character, right? So we have to check 8 character as well, and less than 8 character also we need to validate. We need to write a test cases. So then we have a password. Password must include uppercase and lowercase. Right, so this is one of the validations we need to do. Then we have a password must be alpha numeric. Right, then we have a password must include at least one special character. One special character. Right, so this is some of the validation in password field. So here we have to write the scenarios for the same thing as well. So how we have to do that? So verify the registration using less than 8 character. Yeah. So that will be something like a AB 1 2 and something I have given a character as well. So now this is less than a 8 character. So we need to check verify registration using less than 8 character because here at least it should be 8 character. Less than mean it should throw error message. So this is what your negative scenarios. Right. Then what is the next case? Next cases. Verify registration using password. Here also password. Password does not include lowercase. Lowercase letter, right? Something like this way, maybe ABC at, we can add at, then I'll be saying 1, 2, 3, 4. So that, it will be, we are not adding any lowercase. So that verify the registration using password that it doesn't include lowercase letter. So the same way you can copy that. So doesn't include uppercase letter. So now I'll be adding ABC small letter only. So there is no uppercase. So what happens? It should throw the error message. Right? So this is the way we have to understand. Now verify that this one, then we have to, I'll be copy paste one more thing. Doesn't include lowercase, uppercase, and number. So it's not added any number. Doesn't include the number. So we can say here also the any of the letter. Maybe you can add caps as well. Right, but so more than 8 characters, special character is there, but there is no number. So still it is not going to accept. It is going to throw you the error only. Right? So now this is what we need to understand. This is the way. So I hope you could able to view the screen clearly. So now this is the way we have to write. Now the next maybe it doesn't include that numbers. Then we have another one is special character. So doesn't include any special character. So now we can say 1, 2. So now this is the 8 character, but there is no special character. So still it is going to throw you the error. This is the way. If it is password field, some restrictions will be there, means then you need to validate in this way. Right? So now email. So one more thing is we have an email is there, right? Email also we can able to validate. So what is that email validation? Email validation will be verify registration using invalid format. Okay, invalid format means suppose in email field. So how it will be? Maybe only thing is ABC 1, 2, 3. That's it. So not it's what is the format over here? At the rate of gmail.com or yahoo.com something email should be there, right? So that is the format. But here invalid format. Simply we are giving any characters over there. Right? It will not going to allow you. It should throw the error message. Right? This is email validation. So now verify. So if it is an email, what we have to verify? One more thing is the same email ID already used or not, right? So that is also we need to check. Registration using an already used email. So now this is also one of the validation. Right? So far this is email validation. So suppose if you go to phone number, right? Phone number also use that. So phone number, here you can say verify the phone number field. Only it should accept the number, right? It should not accept any special character or any letters. So we can say verify the phone number field only accepts numbers. Right. So if it is accepts number, then it is going to be the false. Otherwise, it is going to be throw the error message. Right. Then verify that it should not go to the more than 10 characters. So always it will be phone number it's a 10, right? So now if it is in India, so other than countries it will be different. So based on the country we need to validate. Verify the registration using less than 10. less than 10 digits. So suppose how we are going to give, simply we are giving some number. Then we need to validate. This is going to throw you the error message. So this is the way we need to validate. Write a scenario. So why we are writing, if you are writing a test case or something in this way, so then if you are sending into the client, this test cases, so they are going to check, okay, these are the way different way they are going to validate, right? So if they are not satisfied with the test cases, then they will be going to not going to accept you, right? So it will not going to acceptable. So now we, the test case itself, it comes to know how that testing is going to be happened, right? We are getting a quality product or not. So if you go with the different scenario, then only the client will going to satisfied. Okay, they are going to validate in different way, different scenarios, so that we'll be getting a, we are not going to face any error in future. Right, because here itself we are validating. If suppose anything is comes, then here itself we are identify the defect. Then we are going to fix. So the test case should be, we have to focus on writing in a different way. Analyze that we have to write a different scenarios to identify the defect. Right. So this is what your one of the recommends. We have written some test cases. Some validations also we have done. So I'll give you the same way. What you have to do, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes of time. Maybe you can start write your test cases. Right, I have given that document, right? So the same way you can go ahead. I'll open the 3.2 technical recommend. Just open the new account. Just you can write your test cases with that ID, customer ID. Special characters are not allowed. First character cannot have a space. Can you start write the test cases for this? So I will. So now here, this is one of the template. Can you able to view the screen? So this is the test case template. So how we are going to write this? So maybe here it will be going to be test case ID we need to add. So here who is going to prepare and what is the designation, what is the date we need to add. So which project we are going to working on that. So that we need to add. This is the template. So now in that scenario, here in that here we have to write the test case ID. So here we need to give your scenario ID, right? So scenario, if you are written a multiple scenario, as of now we have written, right? So now how we are going to write the test case? This is the template. So now maybe the test case ID will be something like test case 001. Will be test case 001. This is the test case ID. Okay. So now sometime if you are uploaded the test cases in your any test management tool, the test case ID will going to generate automatically. Right. So you can use that ID as well. But if you are some company is using Excel means, then you can go ahead with the test case ID, something like this. That is as per the company. No need to worry about it. Now we'll go to test case description. So now I'll say verify login on providing valid username and password. So maybe I'm just writing a test cases for a login. So verify login on providing the valid username and password. So what is the preconditions over here? So precondition, browser should be so maybe you can say browser should be installed, or you can say maybe if it is application, mobile application, the application should be installed, and otherwise you can get. Okay, so you can go with that. Preconditions will be browser should be installed or network connection should be stable. Everything you can add it over here in a precondition. Then test steps. Test steps will be, you can go with launch browser. So this is the first step. You need to add all the step over here. So that is the launch browser is the first step. Then second step will be load the URL. right? So URL always you'll be getting. So something like HTTP xyz.com. Okay, so now simply I'm giving you this way. So now after that, the next step will be enter username and password. Then fourth step will be we need to click on login. So this is the steps we need to do. What is the test data here? So test data will be username. So username test 1, 2, 3. Right, then password. Because in different username and different password we are going to validate, so that we need a test data over here. Suppose if you are working in other scenarios, maybe different data, right? So now here for the login functionality, we are going to use the username and password. Password will be testing 1. So what is the expected result? So expected result, user should be able to log in, to the given URL, or you can say that application name. Given login to the XYZ application. This is the way you need to write. So serial number you are giving one by one, test case ID, test case description, precondition, test step, test data, expected result. Once when you are executing the test, then we have to go with the what is the actual result. Yes, actually user is able to navigate. Then what is the status? This case pass or fail. If it is a fail, then we need to raise defect. The defect ID we need to add over here. So this is the template. I will share you this template. You can use this one. So this is the way we have
in
to
interview
write.
point of view, if they were asked like,
Interview point of view.
hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes.
Interview point of view, if interview asked that write the test case or something, then we had to write all these things. Shall we write all the like test case description, precondition, test steps? We have to write all these things, or
Yes.
we write
No,
only...
you need to write everything. So you need to write everything in an interview as well. If they are asking to write a test cases for these things, only you just ask, I need to go with it as per the template, or I need only the test description. So you just simply ask them. If they said like, only the test case you need to write means, then how we have written something like this way you can write. So you can say as per the template you need to write means, then you need to write everything this way. So you can ask them. So what their expectation?
Okay.
So if they are asking like what is the test case document will cover, content, then you can say test case ID, test case description, precondition, test steps. So these things you can tell. What are the header, right? So everything you need to tell them. So this is what in our template. This is what we are following.
Okay.
Okay. So now